Hey guys, how are we all doing? Having a good night so far? Yeah, we enjoying ourselves? You don't sound convincing. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh well. I'm Rachel. I go to an all-girls boarding school, and immediately after telling you this, you see me and you've heard the 80s rock coming in, and you go, oh, she's a lesbian. Or you could be nice and you could not be thinking this, and you're like, no, she's just really overly interested in boys to disguise the fact she's a lesbian. This is going to get back to my boyfriend. He's going to cry in his room somewhere. It's going to be great. So I'm a boarder. I'm not actually from Auckland because I don't live here. I'm just a maverick. I steal your taxes. That's right, it's me. But Waipu is pretty small. Anyone from Waipu here? Yeah, that's like the whole town. Amazing. Oh, this is great. But Waipu's famous for the beach, that one pizza place, and the one day a year where grown men flock to our town and go, "Oh!" in the hope of throwing a fence post furthest. We're also a little bit infamous for our rather unfortunate name. Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of thinking, does it? Waipu, why not? We've heard them all. I've made them all, actually. 2007 Fair Go Ad Awards. You had to market your town using an unconventional place, so that ruled out the beach, the pizza place, and the one day a year where grown men go, "Ah!" in the hope of throwing a fence post furthest. And that left us with the public toilets. So, we came second, won the golden toilet brush. It was great. But this face was on TV, and what for? Poo jokes. I tell that one to my grandkids. Did you know, Beryl, that back when Grandma was a young girl, she was on the television? That's right, when it was two-dimensional and in the box still. Do you know what she was famous for, Beryl? Poo jokes. Why poo, Beryl? Because I've got prunes to help me. I have to have grandkids before I can tell them, though. I have to have children before I can have grandkids, so we'll work on that first. Some of you are parents here, aren't you? Yep, there we go. So tell me, why is the older generation so hell-bent on the fabulous youth having children? Why is it? Is it because you want another chance at parenting? I mean, if I'd raised me, I'd want a do-over, let's be real. It's all right, Mum, you have 3 other kids to make up for it, it's fine. But why? I mean, I was at camp, and they're really aggressive about it. I was at camp, and I had my laptop sitting on my legs, and I was just doing nothing, but the older camp woman came over to me and snatched it off me and was, "Oh, you'll never have children. You'll fry all your eggs." And this was a lesson for me because you can't respond to this with "I prefer them poached." It's not the right way to go about things. But having children is a delicate thing, because if you have them while you're under the age of 25, then everyone's like, "Ooh, you're a bit eager, aren't you? I see the teen pregnancy rates are rising." But if you wait until you're over 30, then hordes of middle-aged women flock towards you and go, "Oh, your biological clock is ticking. Oh, leave my ovaries out of this. What did they ever do to you?" Back to boarding school. There are a lot of models at my school. I'm not one of them. Stop laughing, that's rude. I've made my peace with the models. I was too good for them. I'm watching you. There are a lot of models at my school, and they're all quite thin, This got me thinking, why do we like thin people? And I'm allowed to say that because I know the models. I'm not skinny shaming. I'm sure they have problems too. I mean, I have trouble fitting between the cars at the supermarket car park. Fat people problems. But, I'm sure the models have things too. They try on their size 8 dress because there wasn't a size 6. And alas, they looked like clothes drying on the washing line. Look at this tablecloth on me. Thin people problems. But why do we like thin people? What is it about them? They're quite bony. Is that a good thing? Do we know? France has a minimum weight for being a model, so if you're under a certain weight, legally you cannot model for corporations. So go France, because if you do, then they're like, no, you cannot. It's so bad for the children and healthy. Do not. So go France, they got it down. But why do we like bones? Why is it? Is it just the way your radius meets your ulna? I love it. There's so many things that are not to love about bones. I mean, they break for one. And it would be really uncomfortable sleeping with a really thin, bony person. For example, let's take this man, John. John has his beautiful, thin model wife. And he goes to bed, and in the middle of the night, he wakes up. Susan, stop it. Get your knee out of my back. But John, don't you want me? Susan, I'm the only one allowed to have a bone for anyone in this household. Why couldn't you have been a fat model? Well. So clearly Susan's going to have some bones to pick with John. Thank you. I have been Rachel, and you have been wonderful.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.